Good morning, folks, and welcome to FYI. Happy that you're here with us this morning. Share that live, smash that emoji button, folks. We are coming out of it, coming out of the flu. Hope you guys are better this morning. Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are well. We missed a couple rounds, missed a couple shows, but we back, folks. We here, stronger for it. What doesn't kill you? What don't kill you makes you stronger. Make you stronger. Good morning to all of you. Wherever you're joining us from, Fennel Innes, John Jones. Good to have you there, John, and Lyndon Gill. What doesn't kill you? Take you out of the ring. Gotta make you stronger. Good morning. Claire Alexis, Charmley, Richmond, Joanna Green. Some of you there wondering, look, some of y'all are political junkies, Admit it. Admit it. Admit it. Political junkies. Good morning to each and every one of you. From the many places you all are joining us from. Let me try to swing my audio a little bit. I'm not hearing. Yep, it's at the right place. Yep. Good to have all of you folks on the live this morning. Great to have each and every one of you on the live with us. How are you folks doing this morning? Wanella Garnett. Wanella Garnett. Good to have you on this morning. Dolly Anderson and all the tubers. Aubrey Stevens joining us from New York. Folks, I want to thank you all for something. Got me my cup here. Another cup. Compliments of a big auntie. Is this one from New Jersey? Is this the one from Maryland? Is this the one from Georgia? Big auntie. Oh my. I stopped in at the place yesterday. A big auntie said to me, she says, "You're very tall." And then she leaned back over to me. She says, "I'm not flirting with you." I said, "Lady, you legally tender for any amount. You just go right ahead." She says, "You're very tall." People are always surprised by how tall I am. I'm about 6'3", right? And I got a little stomach now. I don't like it. Like old age. I don't like it. And I'm sending it back. I'm getting rid of it. Putting you all on notice. People are always surprised by how tall I am. That's the first thing that surprises people. How tall I am. She says, "Oh, you're very tall." Right? And then she leaned back and she says, we were among some folks. Big auntie says, "But I'm not flirting with you." I love it. Flirt all you want, big auntie. You don't flirt sometimes. Yeah? You don't flirt. I don't flirt. My wife is still here. Sometimes. Folks, good morning. Good morning. Tracy, when last you flirt, girl? Camille Cox, when last you flirt? I'm not flirting with you. I want to know how tall is Ashley Singh. You see some of them, how they're mean and disgusting? And they're compensating, they're trying to compensate for a lot of things. Tracy, when last you flirt? Camille, when last you flirt? Camille says, "Your head get big, eh? Girl, the head can't get more big." It's like, I get head of everybody. She says, "I'm not flirting with you." And if you hear how the English crisp is, that's what had me. She says, "You're very tall." Tall. When last somebody tell you something nice, eh? Just come home and tell my wife, I say, Well, last you tell me tall. You saw some of y'all come on vex with your spouse. Well, last you tell me tall. Well, last. Have I told you lately that I love you? What key is that? Let's see. Bang, bang, bang. Have I told you there is no one else? Da, da, da. Oh, yes. Help me ease my troubles, please. She says, you're tall. You're tall. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. You know, that's what I like about being old, you know. You speak your mind. Who vex? That's the other thing people are quite surprised by. When they meet me, how quiet I am. People always expect a loud, like when you open the supermarket door, you must say, I hear now. Make things right. Put my basket. They're always very surprised. You're so quiet. Yeah. Naomi's what you're saying here? Oh, Naomi says we're rolling today. It's business as usual in my critic's voice. Naomi, you know you're able in a critic's voice. It's not business as usual, critics. I want to talk wrong. I want critics to talk wrong today. Talk wrong. Talk wrong. 200 million, yeah, I try it now. 200 million. Yeah. Slander and libel. They talk wrong. Folks, it's good to be here with you. It's good to be here with you today. Feeling much better. I felt the hour when the fever broke yesterday. I felt the hour. Say, Paul and Hawk Kippins, good to see you. Tessa says she's 6'2". Oh, that's something. Scott probably intimidate a lot of guys. And for the better too. Right? For the better. 6'2" and pretty. 6'2" and pretty. My cousins in the US, they were telling me the other day, like a guy who's tall and you can be medium ugly. They're not too thin. Some ugly people got some nice ways. Medium ugly. Bright eye and bushy tail. Look, listen to me. When I went in that place yesterday, before the lady talks to me, I pull in. I pull in like that. Pull in like Saddam Hussein. You all remember Saddam at the meeting? Yeah, I had to pull in like Saddam. When that lady say, I'm not flirting. That's how you know you're flirting. I'm not flirting. I straighten me up. Put a pep in my step. Put a pep in my step. Put a pep in my step. Yep. Put a pep in my step. Good morning to you two. Came. Cross my eyes and dot my teeth there. So when's the last time you flirt, girl? You gonna admit it to big uncle. Sonia Massey come. My big auntie from Maryland. Y'all love us, eh? I love me some Sonia. You ever meet some real nice people in your life? Sonia's one of them from Maryland. Real nice people. I gotta get Elizabeth together with Sonia, with Margaret Nelson. I know if we can include Naomi. I know yet. The jury's still out. Maybe a little Marsha, some Yvonne. Mixing some of the guys. Folks, my wife just stepped in. I gotta be here. I gotta be here. She just stepped back in the room. So as we were saying, in national matters, National issues. You tall. You need to, folks, if we don't make ourselves happy. You know, one thing, it's kill big people. We don't have community, you know. Us big people got to stick together. We don't have community. You know? Lyndon Gill want to know how Saddam looks so dirty. Making a lot of money. But Aristotle Onassis, you know, Jackie Kennedy's second husband. He said money don't buy class. This buy tolerance. Tolerate a lot of people. Money don't buy class. You know. I've been working for nearly 800, 900,000. I saw an advisor to the government on health yesterday. Luan Hall on the money don't buy class matter. It's only by tolerance. I saw the fella. If you see this shirt, Jack, this man got, if it's so big, I've gotten a little bulky. I've got a little fat, a little bulky. And you could fit 3 of me. And he's a quarter one of me. He looked like he could take off a high wind and blow him now. A high wind blow now. Remembering that, is it Peter Hughes? High Wind in Jamaica, the name of the novel. Beautiful novel. Even catching now. You would see over the Atlantic. Money don't buy. You gotta take care of your parents. You know, you don't always hit it. Margaret is hit it every time. Sad to say. Not sad to say. Let me rephrase that. Margaret is hit that note every time. I hit it like 51% of the 100. You don't always hit that note. You know? Naomi said Mark Phillips just look the same way. Rough. You got to take time some. Take a little time. You see, we start the program one way and then we just veer off. One person like Naomi just carry off. Maxine, good to have you there. Earlier English. Yvonne Ramasar, good to have you in the live as well. Leon Logan is here. Debbie Collins is here. Good to have you there, Debbie. Folks, don't let me give up. You know? Don't let's give up on life till the very end. Don't let's give up on life. Don't let's give up on life. I was talking to a friend yesterday. You know, one of my contemporaries. You know that drill you got when you go into this is in construction, like I think it's called a jack or a hammer. Hammer jack, jack hammer. Vibrates, break up concrete. I want to run in him out like that. You could tell a lot of people give up on life. Don't give up. Don't give up, folks. Don't give up. You know, some people you can tell that to and they can take it nicely. Another friend of mine, I told him, I said, my brother, we can work this year. I working with you this year. Jack Hammer. Jack. I want to run him out like a terrorist. I'm like, if you see plaque and build up. But some people, they would take that very, because you all go like that, you all got a rapport. I got a friend like that. Told me out there, said, I can work with you. Iron sharpens iron. That's what the good book says. You all can say, come here, look at rumple up every day. Right now I need a haircut. I find like, when I was younger, once per month I cut my hair. Now I'm gonna cut it every week. Nah, even guy. Every week to stay looking sharp. So I can get, you're tall. Not flirting with you. Leon Logan. Margaret says she's heading. Look, people like walk. Margaret says she's heading to DC. Like walk. Hey, says she headed around by the battery now. Me, you know, she heading to DC. You can't left some people for 2 minutes. I just left. I said Margaret around by the battery, down in Charleston there, looking out over the what's the river there, Margaret? Some people swift here. The most swift in the old age. Most swift. Margaret, no, we big. And if Margaret heading to DC, but they got 32 suitcases. She going for the weekend. 32 suitcases, everything matching. Everything matching. Chartered plane. You can't get 30 suitcases and flying, even first class. Margaret, suitcases don't go downstairs. No bay. Every suitcase on a seat. Margaret says she's going to DC. She's very modest. She's going to see Joe. Mayday, Joe. Mayday and problems. She's going to see Joe. 1600 Pennsylvania. Ivor said we beg. we beg. Oh, Father. I don't feel exhausted already. Like I work for the hour. We beg. Like in Texas, everything is big, Wenda Hudson. Wenda's joining us from Texas. Margaret is heading to Washington, D.C. Where you off to this morning? You better be off to somewhere. Doing something with your life. Busy living or busy dying. Please and thank you. I ain't gonna stand still. Margaret says it's the Cooper River. Well, I said Margaret by the Cooper River, headed around the turn by the big tree that got the gun. Me and know she catching down by Washington, D.C. Or if you get a chance to see Washington once in your life. Washington, D.C., Central. That place was built to intimidate foreign nations. I believe it now. I was listening a couple years ago to a Harvard, who is he? The folks who study cities. What do you call them? And he was talking about the great cities of the world and, the concept behind them. Cities like Washington, it's built to intimidate foreign heads of state, foreign dignitaries. Central Washington is a marvel. It's a marvel. The marvel is what is heading there. Where you guys heading this morning? Osmond, where you heading? Osmond Hodge. Wenda, where you heading? Wenda Hudson. Down in Texas. Our Texas is beautiful. Right? I don't come places I'm not invited. I hear Texas is beautiful. Lachman Aziz. Thanks for very kind words, Lachman. But Lachman says, welcome back. I'm coming to come. Good to have all of you on the live this morning. Leon, Logan, Deborah. Sometimes people have a talk with them. Just to say hello and good morning. Sometimes it's simple things in life. Sometimes even to worry about people's business too much. What critics can say and we could say, who name you could call, who name you can't call, or he ends up in prison, gaggard and all kinds of things. Debbie says I'm inside today. Sometimes inside could be a good place. Former UN Secretary General Dag something, he has a fancy surname. I can see it, but I don't trust my pronunciation this morning. Especially I'm on the periphery of this fever. Dag, he says the greatest journey, Debbie, you can go on is a journey inward. I thought about that for a lot of years. One day it struck me. It's like Dr. Stephen Covey that says, the greatest discovery is self-discovery. Dag put it a different way. Dr. Stephen Covey says the greatest discovery is discovery of self. You see, when you know who you are, but how much names people could call you. When you know yourself, these jagabats and trench crapots, These Philistines and Pharisees can't touch you when you know yourself. The greatest journey is a journey inward. Inside could be good too. Inside your home. I know Debbie got a nice enclave, or nice plants and so on. Inside could be good. Inside could be safe too. You put on some good music, your favorite talk show in the morning. You're touching base with some good friends, Ingrid, Lewis, and Jacqueline Christopher, Natisha Barkan, Neon Harding, Gail Alicock. You're touching base with different ones. That could be meaningful too. I love it. I like this program more than the night one. But don't tell your silence. I like this one better because we get to talk. We get to connect. We got to build community. I don't hear fighting for any one of y'all. Getting some jagabats and trench crappos. Gail Alicock said, man, know thyself. That's Shakespeare or that's biblical? Gail Alicock? Where you get that one from? Man, know thyself. I heard it before. Love it. Man, know thyself. When you know yourself. Man call and say, I giving you a chance to explain yourself. I got a piece of video here with your voice in it. Heavy moaning and groaning. Heavy moaning and groaning. I give you a chance, Duncan, to explain yourself. I got this thing in hot. Extra. Read all about it. Man, know yourself. Oh, my greatest discovery is the discovery yourself. Right? And it comes and says, I love this philosophy and this class of philosophy and motivation. You see, we even start here, but we end up here. Iron sharpened iron. And so does a man sharpen the countenance of his friend. When you got good friends like Margaret and Yvette and Michaela, Maxine and Leslyn, you gotta. Small minds discuss people. Big minds discuss ideas. We talk about ideas. We talking about where you're heading. Leslyn says she's heading to Pradoville to see the Jagabats and the prostitutes. Good morning, folks. We're 23 minutes in. For the folks who didn't come for the philosophy and the motivation, y'all just come for mind the people business. Don't let us disappoint you. Don't let us disappoint you. Dan Abrams says it's biblical. Folks, I love it. I love it. Right? Sometimes folks ask you, how you know the... One of my favorite quips. How you know the... you have an old soul. How you know all them things? One of the quips I have, Anna Quenlin, an author. I usually say, Anna Quenlin has a book. It's titled, How Reading Changed My Life. That's the title of the book, How Reading Changed My Life. How you know so much? Anna Quenlin has a book. It's titled, How Reading Changed My Life. And I love I have a leader like Kemraj Ramjatan in the political sphere. Leader of my party, the Alliance for Change. Kemraj always says, a good reader makes a good leader. A good reader makes a good leader. Read, folks, read. Not only Facebook. Not only this book. Don't only read Facebook. Read other books. I got a little extra change. I subscribe to Foreign Affairs magazine. Try to subscribe to some other things. I subscribe to the Noah app. Get all kinds of different articles coming in. Subscribe to something else. Harvard Business review, try to read as many columns, many articles as I can, and if they have an audio version, even better. Let us read widely and expand ourselves. I was thinking as I was down, when you're sick, all you got is time. You think about life. I was thinking about how different our shows are. And, we've been giving these shows to you and producing them. And sometimes people just take it as the norm. It becomes the norm. What was once novel becomes the norm. And I was considering all the places we have been to for this year alone, just trying to get valid and credible information, for our viewers. I don't see a lot of hosts doing that, I don't see a lot of hosts for these shows just coming on and talking and abusing down people, cussing down people and so on. But we try as best to get out there and to get the views of people and the insights that we think that you guys would want to hear and the things you guys would want to see. A lot of talk shows, people, they're not doing that. They just come, some don't even prepare. They walk on, they drop down a bag on the table, a bottle, sir, and then they start abusing out. And then you gotta get some quote to tell them, if you only call a person's name or say X, Y, or Z, you're in trouble. But I think that we go the extra mile. And that's because you all mean something to us. You all mean a lot to us. We don't give you 10 of the things we want you to consider as you start the day to day. Let's give you guys an extra 5. Folks, veteran politician Oscar Clark passed away yesterday. And he is going to leave a big void. A huge void. No doubt, his passing. I had a chance to work with Mr. Clark for a couple of years when I was at City Hall as a councillor. I was remembering just this morning as I was thinking about Oscar Clark's passing that I was once deputy mayor. Imagine that in one lifetime. But Oscar Clark is a life well lived. When you think about all the positions he's held, about 3 or 4 diplomatic postings, he's been minister over probably equal amount of ministries, served at the level of national level, central government. He served at the local level. For many years, he was a member of parliament for 21 years. At City Hall for another 18. Oscar Clark is a life well lived. Politics aside. When you look at Oscar Clark's resume as a civil servant, as a public servant, I highly doubt you have too many people who could come close or surpass that. Who could come close or surpass that? To serve at both the national and the local level with distinction. And the significant roles he has undertaken. And as I said, serve with distinction. Few people will surpass him. And he is the kind of person you don't have too many repeats in one lifetime. The kind of person he was. Served as the General Secretary of the People's National Congress Reform. And when I saw that he had passed, I attempted so many times to make a post on social media, but I was kind of welling up. And I didn't think whatever I wrote in that could convey what I really wanted to say. And I erased it and came back to it and erased it again and came back to it and erased it. I said, no, I'm going to wait till I'm a little more settled. So every time I started writing, I felt a little emotional and I erased what I'd written and I couldn't get set in my head exactly. We're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss him. I went to see the mayor a couple of weeks ago, and he was waiting to see the mayor too, and we were chit-chatting about something. I can't remember what it was, you know. And I thought, Oscar Clark, still in the saddle, still in the saddle, still in the saddle. Always got a stack of papers or books or something in his hand in his own characteristic way, you know, and got some little thing to tell you. We're gonna miss Oscar Clark. We're gonna miss Oscar Clark. We're gonna miss him. Yeah. Thoughts and prayers are with his family, his wife, his children. Thoughts and prayers with the PNCR that he served to the final hour. You know, thoughts and prayers. So much you can take from his life. So much. You know, stalwart, straight. Some people, the government lose power, they run out. They run away. One course. One course. Caesar said in Shakespeare, I am as constant as a northern star. One course. You know, 28 days in opposition. Some people don't run out. Oh, take me by you. Take me by you. 28 years, 23 years in opposition. Some people don't flinch. One course. So much you can take from his life. So much. Walk good. Walk good, uncle. Walk good. I'm going to find some time to write, you know, with my own in interactions with him. Walk good. Thoughts and prayers again to his friends, his family, and his loved ones. Gone too soon, no doubt. Gone too soon. The folks, give me a second. Let me adjust this issue at my end. But I'm here. Don't go no place. Don't go nowhere it's at. Don't go nowhere it's at. All right, so I'm back, folks. I'm back. We got a lot to discuss as we push ahead with the morning. Look what's happening with the teachers. Look what's happening with the teachers, folks. But before we get there, look what's happening in Sophia. Around the corner. Then I can circle back to the teachers.
Opposition leader Aubrey Norton visited the squatting area at Success East Coast Demerara on Tuesday. There he encountered people who live in substandard conditions but are afraid to speak out. One resident summed up the situation.
A lot of people are scared of the PPP government because they don't want to come out and show their face. But I'm a mother with children, and I'm not frightened because I'm speaking for my rights.
She said that they had been living in another area but were forcibly removed to where they are now.
When you come here, then the bush was so tall, taller than these bushes that you see there, guys. And they We beat it. We put things down this land. We built a structure. Even if it was zinc, we were living there comfortable in front. In front. Now they take us from in front. Bring us here. Throw us here. No light. No water. The children them have to go to school. Enough children don't go to school many days. Because you know why? The distance is a whole hour to walk out there.
The areas at the back of Success, far from the public road. The woman said that in the evenings their daughters are chased down the road by strange men. The cost of the house lot that they occupy is some $500,000.
They gave us 1 month to pay $250,000. Some of us already paid the $250,000, which then they gave us up to July to pay the other 200 and something, 70 something thousand dollars to pay off by July. We don't have no resources. $2,500 a barrel of water. What is life? And we don't have it here.
The situation is compounded by one resident at the front. This building is preventing the pipeline from being completed.
We're not business people, but because them people got little money in front of them, that's why they've been going to them people. Them people got house and land and business in front of them, but that's one of them child squad there. So that's why they've been going to them people as yet. It's big fancy house there in front there.
The subsidy of steel and cement is meaningless according to the residents. With no water, sand and stone, building is impossible, especially since they have to pay $2,500 for a tank of water.
We can't get the light and water. We are not voting. Nobody in Success is not going out there to vote, and we can start block the roads, but they're building the turnkey house in front so that people get justice at the back. I want to ask the Minister of Housing and the President what type of people we is. What class of people he placed us under that they're out there treating us. We are not treated like human beings.
The housing ministry never addressed the situation.
Yep. Welcome back, folks. That's what's happening in Sophia. You know, I don't know how many of you have been following this situation in Sophia, but when they had tear gas, those women, especially pregnant mothers at the time, shot at them with pellets to get them out of that place. You remember when they flooded the lands there? You remember they flooded the lands there in Success to get those people off of it? You all remember that? And to get them off under the pretext that they were doing some research on a new variety of cane or something of that nature. Said Guy Suko wanted those to restart its effort there at Success. And now to hear the building turnkey houses in, my God, this government could lie. Yeah. This government could lie. Lie like when a horse trotted. Right? I see folks saying it's not sufficient success. Correct. This government could lie. They said they wanted to do some special research. And so they wanted the lands there and the people had to go. And I said that to make the nexus to the graphic you see up here. The teachers union is asking for interim pay increase. I saw a number that says 20% interim pay increase before it heads back into the school. The government is saying it will not negotiate under duress. This is not negotiating under duress. The teachers know, like the people at Success, that this government is a pack of liars. You cannot trust them. You cannot trust them. And they mean to drag out the union. That is what they mean to do. They are a pack of liars. Saddam Hussein, Chanel, Outar, Priya Manik Chan, the whole pack of them, they are a pack of liars. They're a pack of liars. You cannot trust anything they say. They say everything for the moment. Anything that will appease you. And then they go and do their own thing. So why should the teachers believe that if they go back to school, you somehow going to do something you have not done already? Pack of liars. They've already said to the schools, they're not going to have the annual, not Easter term, July, summer. They're not going to have those exams before the kids go off on summer break in July. Right? No exams for primary and secondary school. It means that they're anchoring down for the long haul. And they're telling teachers, go back to school, we will not negotiate under duress. And every indication is being given that they're anchoring down for the long haul. This lie bad. The teachers know it. Mark Light knows it. Coretta McDonald knows it. If they only go back in the classroom and they have nothing to show, they're done with. The union has a strong case. In that case, they've recently won at the High Court. And the government more obdurate, more wicked and more lying. And the teachers must trust them. Like the people at Success must trust them. It's not going to happen. That is not negotiating under duress. You have created an environment where the trust is not low. The trust is absolutely absent. There is no trust. That is not negotiating under duress. They just don't trust you all. Your promises ain't what the paper. You all send out Saddam Hussein, and then when he bring back the right thing, you say he wasn't the negotiator, the chief negotiator. You remember that? And the people must trust all you. You send out Chanel Outar, your PPP member and delegate and candidate. What has she given to the teachers since she negotiating? Huh? What has she given to the teachers? They must trust you all. That is not negotiating under duress. That is negotiating in an atmosphere where there's no trust. They say, show me something first. And that is what you do when you're engaging people you don't trust. That's what you do. You're doing business with some people. Instead of pay you. You know? They're trusting. I can pay at the end of the month, man. And then they drag you out for 6 years. The next time they come, you can say, but I ain't doing business with you. You can say, show me the money. We can do business. I'm a businessman. But show me the money this time. Once you got the money, you got bargain. That is what is happening there. People don't trust y'all. And then you're showing signs that you're anchoring down for the long haul, to drag out and to stretch out. Because, of course, once you get into summer, the bargaining chip for the teachers is weakened. So you see what I'm looking at. But summer got to end, Priya Banik Chan. Summer got to end. Summer got to end. Summer got to end. Like everything in life, it got to end. Here they're saying now. That same case, Sandil Kisoon. This is the Times headline. Almost a month later, it's criticizing the judge, you know. It shocks the firing. Almost a month later, Justice Sandil Kisoon still to deliver his written ruling. Still to deliver it. The man took 4 hours, 10 minutes I hear, to read out the judgment. They're going to take about 4 months to read it. So I know to hurry about. Of course, the man wants to dot his I's and cross his T's. Make sure the grammar and so on correct. Because here, this is going to the CCJ. So they send out the dogs of war to criticize the judge. Because close to a month, he ain't seen it yet. You see how they are? How long the teacher is waiting on them? It's a month? Is it 2 months? The teacher is trying to get a fair shake? A piece of the pie? It's how long? But they're waiting a couple days on the judgment. You won't see Times saying this 39 days the government guide teachers protested. 39 days out of school. You won't see that. But somebody call this rag and tell them, you got to put a lash on Justice Sandil Kisoon. See, we got to try to tarnish his character, because this is the PPP at work for you. Mouthpiece for the PPP. Right? This is them at work here. It's them at work. It's a month, almost a month. He ain't submitted his written judgment yet. They're keeping me back. They got you waiting for 3 years. How long are you waiting for some of these services you waiting for? Water, without water in Sophia, lights. How long the people in Sophia waiting on this government? How long? Give me a break, Times. Give me a break. Put it in the toilet. Use the paper for one thing it's fit for. One thing it's fit for. Look. That little brouhaha. Dairy products, I think, from DDL was not allowed entry into Trinidad. PP, in typical PP fashion, you know, they say when there's a hammer, everything's like a nail. Oh, they run out and abuse down the Trinidadian government. I see the mouthpiece, the Georgetown Chambers of Commerce. Not everybody there, but a sizable portion. Mouthpiece for the PPP. They run out too. PPP said they met the Trinidadians rather. So they met, I think, with the private sector, commission yesterday, and they ironed it out. They said, wasn't the government, the people shipping in the thing, did not follow the correct procedure. But you see, we're so accustomed to flouting, skirting the procedures that may be alien to us. We think when you meet the man by the port and you give you $300, he should look the other way. And don't worry on the paper. But that could only work here. And when they were able to show that it wasn't the government of Trinidad, but was procedural shortcomings, they were able to iron out the difference. But the GCI run out, GCCI, and the PPP mouthpiece is there. Then I saw a long thing out of foreign affairs. I didn't even bother to read it. They didn't even bother to read that. They says an insult to regional integration. Oh, they're so hasty. What is supposed to be hasty about, they're not being hasty about. Them boys by Ankoko, building bridge on their strip. All manner of things. We didn't hasty with a statement on that. How are you looking at GCCI? How are you looking there? Private Sector Commission. How you know are you hasty about? How you know are you hasty about? You know? What some of them? God forbid Maduro ever set foot here, God forbid. Some of these same jagabats and trench capos will got some mailer to throw around Maduro neck. Some of these same jagabats here, because all they're thinking about is the bottom line. All they're thinking about is the bottom line. Because they ain't got no spine. They ain't got no conviction. Money is the only conviction. Right? Money is the only conviction. Maduro said for the hay. Oh yes, Maduro. They got the flowers ready. But we're eating. Welcome to Georgetown. I never liked them by PPP. Nor the Apanu. It's good you're here by. What's some of them? Weak. What's some of them? It's not all. We got some fantastic people in these organizations. The GCCI, the Private Sector Commission. Fantastic companies. You know, that make up, whether they are black owned, they are Indian owned. You got some decent business people. But you got some who want to be businessmen and politicians. And more politician than you. That must be said. That must be said. Wrapping up. Look, story. Crime. This is a fantastic story. You know? It's a fantastic story. Alive 1 minute, dead the next. I read this story this morning and I was like, you know, it's just one of those things you read and it's like, huh? You ever read a story like that? That make you go, huh? WTH? What the hell? You ever read a story like that? Well, here, man. Last thing will come before we go. Not going to keep you all unduly long. Let me read a couple paragraphs. Security guard attached to Calabar Security Service was on Tuesday shot dead after he opened fire on a team of police officers at Vigilance South, East Coast, Demerara. Right? Young nice at church boy now. You were in church and reading the scripture and pastor stop. What did he say there? Vigilance South. Stop right there. When I heard this Calabar Security Service guard open fire on police, I said something wrong with him. Security guard just opened fire and policemen like that. This story I make no sense. That is 39-year-old Michael Britton. Thoughts and prayers with Michael's family. 39-year-old Michael Britton, called Mikey of Vigilance South. Police said the incident occurred around 1400 hours on Tuesday. Here what happened. At 1:30, a team of ranks were driving along. Somebody said driving along. Right? They were on the brush dam in Friendship. The brush dam. Driving along. God of his mercies. On their way to the Vigilance Police Station, when they were stopped by a 27-year-old car wash operator who reported that Michael Britton had threatened him with a firearm. Right? Bear that in mind. Police going the ordinary way. According to them, the report. They stumble upon this car wash operator who said that this security guard had threatened him with a firearm. Right? They said as a result of this report, they exited the vehicle and were accompanied by the wash bay operator to the point, or rather to point out Britton to them. This is where the thing gets bizarre now. Upon seeing the ranks, Britton allegedly began to run, jump a fence. The ranks give chase, during which Britton pulled out a black firearm and discharged a round in the direction of the ranks. As a result, of course, the ranks returned fire in Britton's direction. Britton kept running and jumped several fences in the area. The ranks pursued him, and as he was in the process of jumping a southern fence of an empty lot, he suddenly collapsed. Britton was picked up by the ranks, where it was observed that he had a wound to his left side of his hip area. He was placed in the police vehicle, rushed to the Georgetown Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Stranger than fiction. Stranger than fiction. Folks, stranger than fiction. I swear to God. Right? Stranger than fiction. How does it go from maybe a simple, you might get there, I don't know, if the gun is a security firm gun, let's say it wasn't a security firm gun. Let's say you had an unlicensed firearm. Let's stretch it. Unlicensed firearm, possession of unlicensed firearm, threatening language. Let's add assault. Right. Was Britton ever wanted by the police? Was he on the police radar? Has he ever been in trouble with the law? Britton didn't engage the police first. Britton and a man had an argument, according to the report. The man said he threatened him with his firearm. They didn't say if it just before he saw the police, much early in the day, 2 weeks ago, he threatened this wash bay operator. The police went with the wash bay operator. How they met the wash bay operator, they said they were going to the station, the vigilance station, when they met the operator. Because you can't call them and get them. They never got a vehicle and so on, but they were going with him. Britain saw them coming and started firing on them. This is the wild, wild west. They give chase. Until before he fired on them. These were offenses that there's no life in prison. There's not that sentence. How do you go from all of that to a man with a gunshot wound and dead? I don't. The wild, wild west. Wild, wild west, I tell you. Wild, wild west. Before I let you go, folks, let me just skip through some of the other stuff. Them guys are saying they've given out 27 billion in cash grants to friends, family, and favorites to build big house for minister and for bringing Rolls Royce and so on. They've given 27 billion in cash grants in the last 4 years. Are you feeling it? You feeling the 27 billion? Family favorites. Minister build a big house in Region 3. Big mansion in Region 6. You see? Ministers now got apartment complexes. A whole number of things. Ministers in this country are some of the most filthy, rich people in the Caribbean, in the region. Ministers in this government, suddenly in 4 years, are some of the most filthy, rich people. Yeah. So if you tell me you give 27 billion to your ministers, their friends, their families, and their favorites, and there you're there. Guyanese people aren't feeling that. Please and thank you. Not feeling that. Look at that, be following, folks. CHMP said they went on a mission. The CEO led a mission. This is the man's job, you know. He led a mission to address cluster squatters in London. Went on a mission. These headlines freaked me out. Then a letter write in today's papers, not written by Anil, says the PP elections were free, fair, and clean, without dispute. I want to hear from Anil. Me want to know low-level, inconsequential delegate or attendee telling me these elections were free, fair, clean, and without dispute. I want to hear that from Anil. Moving on. And since Anil name calling, in my Abna Ali voice, since Anil name calling, the fighting down Guyanese to join Exxon in the case against the parent company guarantee. The AG apparently said the government must be heard. The CCJ sided with them, saying government must be allowed to join the case to fight against Guyanese, to protect Guyanese interests, to have a parent company guarantee, and in case you got oil spill and so on, Guyana is protected. We end up paying out other nations and running themselves bankrupt. So government must be heard. Anil, your name calling. And then, folks, in other news, the DPP recommends departmental charges. Wild West. Remember the policemen who were firing on their own colleague? Huh? If it wasn't a policeman, they were telling us the man they're firing on them. Policemen going to work. They said his vehicle looked suspicious and they opened fire. You all remember how many shots they fired? 80 something, 86. And in a stroke of genius, none hit the fellow. 86 rounds. The DPP has recommended departmental charges. If that man was a different person, you'd hear the man saw them come in and open fire on them. Scale many fences and then with a bullet in the hip. That's what you would have heard. That is what you would have heard. That horrific crash on the Linden-Soesdijk Highway claimed its 6th victim overnight. 6 now dead. Horrific, horrific crash. 2 teachers from Kokwani lost their lives there. I know the folks are doing something this evening, I think, to honor them. 6 now dead as a result of that horrific Long Creek crash. Thoughts and prayers with the families. And as for an accident, Wild West, believe it or not, Ghana Police Force says it has recorded a decline in fatal accidents. We don't make the news, folks. We just report it. It has recorded a decline in fatal accidents. Believe it or not. This is Ripley's Believe It or Not. That's what they're telling us. Then as crime continues to escalate, unabated, unmitigated. Being told a man broke into a home, raped a woman at knife point. Some of y'all see names in your head already. You know, this is the kind of country we're living in. You're unsafe inside, you're unsafe outside. You know. Them boys could see you open fire and say, you open fire on them first. You're not safe inside, not safe outside. Wild West. First 15 things, folks. We're going to see you guys in the next broadcast. We're going to see you folks on the next one. That's our time this morning, guys. And that's our program. Thanks for being here, each and every one of you. Thanks for all your well wishes. Folks, I'm feeling much better. Much better. I feel a tinge of it in my system still. A tinge. My aunt was saying to hydrate and flush. Flush it out the system. A tinge of it. My son came down with something. 3 years old. 3 years old. Came down with something. And we had him tested because we thought it was dengue. Wasn't that? Some little bug in his system. And then, you know, he mixed him with little ones. Latch on to me. Worse is past. Better for it. What don't kill you is make you stronger. That being said, folks, Beryl and Brenda, Forbes and Debbie, Lakshmin Aziz and Vashti Magnot. We're going to see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much, Naomi, for those kind words. TLC days. TLC days. Raquel and Osman and Michelle. The names are going by so fast. Have a great rest of the day, guys, and thank you for all your kind words. Everett says drink some high wine. Right there. I'm right there. Rastaman. That's our time. That's our program. Stay safe, folks. Until our next podcast.